We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
There. Welcome to a necessary conversation. We're coming to you live from latalklive.com, where we are more than just talk. And I'm your host, Brooks Jackson Collier. We are having an amazing show today. My guests, however, coming in from San Diego, they got caught up in a little bit of traffic. So we're going to play some music for a little while. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking to you about fashion and for the working woman. You know, we want to know how to take that business suit from daytime to nighttime and impress somebody and be sexy with it. So I have a mother-daughter team coming in. The mom I have known forever. We were flight attendants together for United Airlines. And her daughter is an amazing makeup artist, and the mother is a designer. So we'll be talking to both of them. We'll be talking to Richard, getting his opinion on, you know, what does he think about women fashions and the makeup that the women are wearing. And he has a son that's going to be growing up soon, looking at all this tits and ass. And, you know, how can we make it less tempting, you know, more appealing, but not so tempting?
That's the
Can
plan
we do
today.
that?
I thought we were going to get sexier in here. The plan is to make it less tempting. I've got some opinions about that to share
Oh,
with you then.
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you do. Katrina, can you give me a call?
Don't start nothing. That'll get me back in shape. I
Yes.
have nothing to say.
So we have a good show, and my guests are on the way. But you know, I got Richard. As long as I got Richard over here,
As long as we got each other, Mama.
you know, we can work this thing out.
work
Some
it on out.
amazing things are happening with me. I'll be talking about my new nonprofit.
Go.
And, so we're gonna take a quick break, just for a minute, so I can take a breather, and then we'll be back with a necessary conversation. And your host, Brooks Jackson Collier, right here on latalklive.com. Reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. Come back and join us.
wishing for my big break to come today or tomorrow. Even though I'm smiling, the sun's not shining. Inside my soul, my heart is crying out. Ooh, yeah. I keep on running. I keep on running. I keep on running. I keep on running. I got an uncle in the pen serving up some years. Grandmama tried her best to prove he was innocent. I guess she tried so hard 'cause she's not here anymore. And when he got the news, oh, he just hit the floor in search for an answer to his prayer, praying that someday when he got out, she'll be there. But now, just hold my head up high, ooh, and keep running. I keep on running. I keep on running. I keep on running. Listen, brothers, be strong. Sisters, hold on. A change gonna come. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. But until that day, let's stress and always pray. God will make a way. Hey, yeah, yeah. So to everyone that's going through something, hold your head up high to the sky and let go. And make a way, yeah. Said he'll make a way, yeah. I keep on running. Oh, I keep on running. Oh, I keep on running. I keep on running. Keep on, y'all. Keep on running for the light. Keep on, y'all. Keep on running for the light. Keep on running. Keep on, y'all. Hey, keep on running. Keep on, y'all. Keep on running.
In the background, the sounds of Donnie Williams from Donnie Williams and Park Place. This is one of my personal favorites. This is Running. Be sure to stay tuned. We're going to take a quick commercial break, come right back with the inimitable Brooks Jackson Collier and a necessary conversation. Her guests have arrived, and we're about to get it on, so be sure to stay tuned. Don't go away.
Keep on, y'all. Keep on running. Keep on, y'all. Keep on running. Keep on, y'all. Keep on running. Keep on, keep on, y'all. Keep on running for the light. Keep on, y'all. Keep on running for the sun. Keep on, y'all. Keep on, y'all. Keep running, y'all. Running for keep on, y'all. Keep on running for the light. Keep on, y'all. Keep on running for the sun. Keep on, y'all. Keep on, y'all. Keep running, y'all. Keep on running.
Hi, this is Barbara Perkins, inviting you to join us every Sunday afternoon at 2:40 for Sisters at the Well Radio, a conversation with women about women. Join us as we share stories about current events, jazz events, business opportunities, health and wellness, entertainment, and so much more. So don't forget to tune in Sundays at 2:40, exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is John McClure Jr., aka Simply John, and I would like to invite you to join us on gospelrhythms.com every Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show gospelrhythms.com Talk Live Radio. Join us as we celebrate Christians around the world in all genres of entertainment, as well as highlight interest stories on men and women who are making a difference and impacting their community. So don't forget to tune in to gospelrhythms.com on LA Talk Live. And we're more than just talk. Remember, it's a heaven's party here on earth. So live life, love God.
Hi, this is Dawn Christie inviting you to join me every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, for my all-new show, The Dawn Christie Show. Join me as I discuss love, spiritual readings, your purpose, why am I born, what am I here to do. So don't forget to tune in The Dawn Christie Show at 1 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV, reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
We are back. You are joining a necessary conversation with your host, Brooks Jackson Collier, and my guests have arrived. So, yay. They came all the way from San Diego. So, I feel not only, like I always feel like I'm like all that, but I feel real special today.
Let's get you closer to that mic.
Yeah. Oh,
And
ladies,
you can
yes.
tilt it up as well. You
up.
can, yeah, you can move it around.
Carol, bring your chair in. So let me introduce you first to my guests, and then we'll start with the history. Um, my first guest, we have known each other for about 100 years. Since we were girls.
Since 73.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
that's a
when
long time.
long time.
Yeah.
We were flight attendants together. We got hired when United Airlines had to do some affirmative action. And so we were among the first really group of black women who were hired as flight attendants. So we have some history. We made history actually back then.
We really did.
So welcome to the table,
Thank
Carol
you very much.
Caldwell.
Thank you.
And that was back when flight attendants were good looking.
They were gorgeous.
I don't know what's going on
You
these
know,
days.
We did a
Am I
reunion
wrong?
2 years ago when it was our 40th anniversary, and all the women we could collect. We all flew together. That is an amazing picture. I'm like, wow, we must
And
have
you
been
still
some.
looking fabulous,
well.
might
But
I
I'm
say.
saying we
You
must
both
have been
amazing.
like hot
And I think
back
that's,
then, because now it's like, look,
Yes.
oh, look at them.
I
yes.
just don't get it anymore.
I think that's one of the benefits
Hmm
of receiving that training so early
Absolutely.
and young, because we were only
Yeah.
like 18, 19 years
Right.
old. I mean, we barely could put on lipstick.
But hey,
But
we
they give you a
worked it
class
out, and
in
yeah.
makeup, the art of makeup, right?
Yeah, we had to do everything. It was
Yeah.
great. And of course, we were the first ones, so we had to make an impression. And now they're all over the place. So, Carol, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
We'll talk a bit more. And then next to her, this beautiful girl right here just happens to be a makeup artist. She actually is exclusive right now to the Estee Lauder line. She's been with them for over 3 years. And she came to share makeup tips on how, well, when you're 25, 30, it takes nothing. You wake up in the morning and you're gorgeous.
Yes.
But as you, get past 30 like me, a little bit.
And me.
Yes, then you need a little enhancement. So we're going to talk to Blaine about how to keep it together, and actually from the inside out. We'll talk about what you need to do with your inner body as well. So welcome to the table, Blaine and Caldwell
Hill.
Hill.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't sure. Blaine Hill. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
And so let's talk to Blaine first.
Hello.
So I know that you have been in the business for a minute. What brought you to makeup? And besides your mom?
I love skin. I love science. I love the whole dynamics of how you look, how it rejects, and how it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So makeup is definitely just another tool that we can use to project the best part of us.
Absolutely. And you talked about that. When we get off the air, I want to talk to you about, I have a nonprofit, and it's called WIND, W-I-N-D, Women in Need of Direction. And we partner with another nonprofit called GEMS, Getting Every Mother Situated. And that one helps women with children in emergency situations. And WINS, we help women without children. Find their way, or
Yes, it is a
find
big-
whatever they need. So we do a couple of times a year a big thing where we bring in makeup artists and stylists, and people come and bring in fashions, and the women that we're working with come in and they get to just go through and pick out what they want to wear, the shoes, and then they sit down with a hairstylist and they get their hair done, their
Wow.
makeup
It's so
done.
worthwhile.
And what you just said, it reflects on how you feel, how you look, because you can't walk by a mirror and just be hot as hell and like, what's wrong with you? You got a
Right.
problem.
Exactly.
You're beautiful. You need to reflect that. So I would like to invite you to be a
Thank
part
you.
of that.
Thank
All
you
the
so
services
much.
are donated. All the people that come and hang out, they donate their services. But it's such a great feeling, and I know you would be a
Thank
big
you.
asset to
Thank you
that.
so much.
So yay! I'm always working. I'm sorry. It's like
Every
I couldn't
angle.
say
I
that.
work
That's
every
great.
angle.
That's
You
how-
know, because in a minute I'm gonna be on the cover of Life magazine.
Hey, I
Get
heard
it.
that.
Hey.
You better check with your mailman. I already have the copy with you on the cover at home. You just missed that edition,
didn't
and nobody
share
told
it.
you.
I didn't
Oh
pay
my
my subscription.
Woman of the
Mrs.
year,
Buck.
just last month. Come on, beat out Michelle
my
Obama.
vote.
Hey,
And Oprah.
Michelle.
You know?
So yeah, this is just a good time for. Thank you, Michelle. This is such a good time for brown Black women.
Oh, yes, it is.
Like you don't have to be mixed with anything for people to open doors for you now. I met with a gentleman that I'm doing some business with, and at first I said, well, is he black, white, Arabic, what? I want to kind of get a feel.
Exactly.
She's like, I don't know. I said, okay, well, I just showed up, and it was the white guy, probably worth more money than anybody I have ever met. But he had on a pair of old jeans and a t-shirt and some flip-flops and walking me around this $1 million property just talking like nothing.
Wow.
And I'm like, I was really trying to impress this person because of the business I want to do with him, but he was just so regular. I forgot I was trying to impress him, and I was just being regular too, right? We had the best time because it was the energy,
Yes.
that I forgot why I was telling you that story, but anyway, it was a good story. So keep your energy up and positive. So
Yes.
Blaine is going to talk to us really today about how the best makeup for you, your skin color.
Yes.
You are beautiful, darker brown than your mom, so you guys share totally different kinds of makeup.
Correct.
Your age, you're going to be made up differently.
Mm-hmm.
Even for evening, you're not going to do the same thing to her that you would do to yourself.
Correct.
So we'll get into that. And then, did you bring any samples of the makeup that you use, or anything you want to demonstrate, or how do you want?
I have it all.
Okay, then I'm just going to let you take over, and let's talk about what you are planning.
Okay, so first and foremost, Chocolate Girls Rock. I just have to throw that out
Yes,
there.
we do.
Oh, let me give a
Do we
round
have
of
a
applause for
t-shirt?
that. Chocolate
They're
Girls Rock.
making a
Do we have a
glorious
t-shirt?
comeback.
We need a t-shirt. Chocolate Girls Rock.
We already got that in the works.
All right.
Check that off the list. we have to start with a healthy, clean palate for our
Mhm.
skin. What we put in our bodies does reflect what goes on outside.
Mhm.
So it is always really important to remember the food that you are placing into your system that is working in benefit to you.
So the Lay's potato chips at night, and
And
even
the
I'm drinking a Sprite instead of a Coke. Right?
it's still it of course we all have our vices, but at the
Moderation.
moderation, moderation, moderation.
Absolutely. So
Absolutely.
now, what would you advise? Okay, I have a 14-year-old and 19-year-old granddaughter. Okay, the 14-year-old is really trying hard to get into makeup, and we are, like my daughter, I didn't let her start wearing makeup until she was 16.
Yes.
But she used to sneak to school, put on
Make her
makeup,
face.
I'm
yep,
guilty of
and then
that.
after school, wash it all off and come home like nothing. One day she came home, she forgot, and she still had all this makeup on, and I'm like, oh, that's how you roll. Okay, so what do you?
Would you like to mention that daughter's name?
I only have one.
Oh, sorry. Deanna, shame on you.
She is. Carol knows Deanna when she was like 5,
Yes,
and she
yes,
was.
yes.
But that's what girls do.
Yes, we do.
That's what they do. So how do we start like educating them to the point where we want them to do the right thing?
Well, if they are going to be a younger age applying makeup on a everyday basis to and from school, their activities, whatnot, try to keep it light and refreshed. We don't want to give the appearance that we're older than we are because
Hmm.
that gives off the wrong impression to people that
For
might not
sure.
be, you know, very in our favor, in our best interest. So definitely, if you want to wear makeup, that's fine. Highlight, light, nice pastels, pinks, peaches are always fun on all skin types, all ethnicities, in all color ranges and color tones as well. So just keep it really nice, fresh, uplifted. You don't want to look, unless you want to go the goth route, that's cool too. But
That's
you could be a
different.
happy goth. You don't have to look like the Walking Dead leaving your house.
So what about foundation? How important is it? And because I have never worn foundation, when we were in training at United, they used to force us
Yes.
to wear foundation because we're in the air, and at that time smoking was allowed on the plane, so we were constantly
Breathing in.
breathing it, and it was in our skin, and so you didn't have a choice. You had to wear foundation, and I hated that so much. So as soon as I could get away with it, I stopped it because I never felt my skin could breathe. It was all clogged. So much has changed now in the types of foundations that are available and the colors because we didn't have
Yes.
we
It's
had
very difficult.
brown and dark brown. That was
Hmm.
it. We had nothing to choose from. So where are we here?
Fortunately, things have come a long way with foundations and touching on all pinpoints of ethnicities and skin tones. So wherever you go, if anything, just make sure that it is true to your natural complexion. When using a foundation, it really does vary on the skin type, whether you're oily combination, whether you're dry,
Yeah.
sensitive, acneic skin, we could go on and on. Try to find something that will allow your skin to work with it versus against it.
Now, how, just for, somebody who may not know, how do you determine what type your skin is?
Well, you kind of either you can go and get diagnosed.
Okay, we can't afford to get diagnosed. So what's the cheap urban way that we can know
Urban
if our
urban way, go to your local Macy's counter. Really. Let them test your skin, let them show you their knowledge, let them um, give you a guidance as to which product will work
okay.
best for your price point as well.
That's a good idea. Department store that has makeup
Mhm.
counters that do
It's an excellent
makeovers.
idea.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a really good idea and it's urban a way to handle that.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's important that if your skin is dry and you're putting on and you're using an astringent, you're drying
You're
more,
right.
so you need to know what's going on because that's so important. And you need to just stop putting on makeup that you see in magazines
Yes.
because everybody cannot wear blue eyeshadow,
That
you
is
know, and
so
that
true.
think about that. Okay, so now we're gonna come back to makeup in a minute, but we want to talk a little bit about the woman in business.
Mhm.
Um, what's she wearing now? Because I see a lot of women on the train, and they got on their tennis shoes, and their heels are in their bags. And when they get to work, they switch shoes, and they're ready for work. You are starting now to design business attire.
Yes.
Yes, so you went from evening wear and glamour
Mhm.
wear for the socialites
Mhm.
to now doing tailor-made tailor wear.
Yes. Well, I started out with tailoring. That was pretty much the last training that I received before I left Washington, D.C. It was at the Washington Fashion Academy.
Okay.
And the emphasis was on the structured garment. I've learned from working at uh, Smithsonian Institute in their Office of Development very, very early in 1995. You could go to their different houses and spend as much time as you wanted, as long as you had the idea, of
So you
course.
were there. What did you get to do? Did you get to examine some of like the old clothes
Well,
and
first of all, you don't get near them.
you don't get
They
to
don't
yeah,
know,
you
only the
don't.
curator.
Uh-huh.
But if you know the process, then you can stand on one side of the glass and actually see what he's doing. Say, for instance, the curator cared for all of the First Lady's inaugural gowns.
Okay.
So they dry rot. Fabric is a
Uh-huh, of
natural
course.
fabric, so it dry rots and the hem falls out, and you can sit there and you know that he's rebeating that lace, that
Ah.
200 or 300-year-old lace, and you pay closer attention.
So
Not from a
now,
tourist aspect that says, "Oh, he's
exactly.
working on this gown or that gown." For me, it was
It was a
really,
learning
yeah, I would stay there
process.
for my whole lunch hour.
So, and then that's when okay, people can't always distinguish the difference in how something looks. I remember the first time I ever put on a fur coat, and I thought, oh my God,
Mm.
nothing feels like this.
Mm-mm.
Nothing I ever put on ever compared to the way fur felt. So when you put on okay, let's just say a suit that is tailor made for you, that's $1,500, right?
Mhm.
Or you go to Macy's and you pick up a suit that's really cool, really cute, and it fits you really nice, and it's $90.
Mhm.
You know, now both of them look really good.
Mhm.
The difference will be how they're made, and what kind of whatever you're talking about went into it. That
Yes.
that because it's hard for me to not now, like I'm not as um, financially challenged as I have been in the past.
I was going to say spoiled.
A little of
Like
both.
now I have to make my own way,
Yes.
so I pay more attention to
To
where
the
I'm putting my
detailing.
money. And yeah, like I do a lot of thrift store shopping, and
Love it.
you could find some of the best
Some of the
best
most
things. And
steady pieces
yeah,
are found in the secondhand.
yeah, and they're
Uh,
just not making clothes the way
mhm.
they did before. I have passed my clothes on down to my daughter, to my granddaughter, and she's wearing clothes that I wore when we were hanging out,
Wow.
Yes.
you know?
I think the difference between a well-structured garment, I can only speak from my own level of experience.
Hmm.
The reason why one suit is $1,500 and the other one is 69 is from a manufacturing profit standpoint. It used to be centuries ago that only custom designed clothing were for the kings and queens and their chosen servants.
Hmm.
The hierarchy,
Of
that top
course.
1% could only afford that $1,500 suit. Now that price point is up to 25.
Oh yeah, I know. I can walk in
Yeah.
a store and it's ridiculous. Just pick something up and go, "Oh, that is adorable." And the price would be so ridiculous. And I'm
Yes.
really trying to
Off the
justify
chain.
why is this. We're going to take a quick break though. We can't figure it out. You can call us at 323-247-7443 if you've got any ideas about makeup and young people and women and the business world. Call and talk to Carol or Blaine and or Richard. He might have some ideas on what
Oh,
women
I
need
got
to
some
look like in
ideas.
the business.
I'm sure he does.
We will be right back. You're listening to A Necessary Conversation with your host, Brooks Jackson Collier, here at latalklive.com, where we are more than just talk.
Free to join in fun and plenty recreation. There are ways you are ticket at this have a good time station. Yeah, cause what is gonna stay till the father time decides to change. Simon says that your mind is requesting overload. Let it find the answer to things that you always wanted to know. There's a tour of many places that you've always wanted to go. Yeah. And to me that just sounds best, cause it means happiness for you. There is so much in life for you to feel. Unfounded white, red or yellow pills. A mind excursion can be such a
Hi, this is Starlet Quarles, and I'm inviting you to join us every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for a new show right here on LA Talk Live, The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People. Join us as we discuss the topics that are relevant to today's generational leaders. So don't forget to tune in to The Dialogue, Real Talk, Real People, every Wednesday from 5 to 6 p.m. right here on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, and now Stitcher Radio, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Dawn Christie inviting you to join me every Friday, 1 p.m. Pacific, for my all-new show, The Dawn Christie Show. Join me as I discuss love, spiritual readings, your purpose, why am I born, what am I here to do. So don't forget to tune in The Dawn Christie Show at 1 p.m. Pacific, exclusively on LA Talk Live. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B or watch us on Ustream TV, reality radio, handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
Hi, this is Barbara Perkins inviting you to join us every Sunday afternoon at 2:40 for Sisters at the Well Radio, a conversation with women about women. Join us as we share stories about current events, jazz events, business opportunities, health and wellness, entertainment, and so much more. So don't forget to tune in Sundays at 2:40, exclusively on latalklive.com. You can also catch us on iTunes Radio R&B, Live 365, Radio Flag, or watch and listen directly at latalklive.com. Reality radio handcrafted for your listening pleasure. This is LA Talk Live, and we are more than just talk.
told somebody the other day, they said, "Are you in love? You look like you're in love."
You
I
do.
said, I am. I'm in
There's a
love with
glow.
Feeling
myself.
some kind of way about it
You
too.
know,
I
feeling
am.
kind
It's glowing.
Feeling some kind of way about it. We need
But
some
you know,
clarification.
the truth of the matter is, I have learned, going through a divorce and all of that, you start beating yourself up, and
Yes.
I have learned how to love myself all over again.
Yes.
You
And that's a
know,
beautiful
and I
thing.
am totally in
It
love.
is. That's
It
beautiful. It
is
really
because it
is.
takes a minute.
Yes, it does.
To get back to that, especially when you thought you were all that.
Yes.
You find out you ain't shit. I mean, according to somebody else,
Right.
not
That's
according
never
to
true,
you.
though, of course.
Of course not. And Scruncho, you remember Scruncho?
Yeah.
He's a comedian.
How's he doing?
He's doing good. He called me the other day, come on, because I'm his godmother in comedy. It's like, what you doing, Brookie Brook? And I'm like, I'm fine. He's like, I was thinking about you, and I just wanted to give you this message. And I said, okay. He said, you can remember this. You cannot blame a brother for settling for second best.
Mm.
And I'm like,
And
oh.
that's a fact, Jack.
And that's
Round
a
of applause.
fact,
Wow.
Jack.
fact.
Thank you. Words of wisdom from Scruncho.
Can I share a little wisdom with you from me?
All the time.
Okay. This is one I made it myself. So I'm going to take some credit for this, but it all comes from the divine mind of God.
Yes.
Relish in the gift that you are to life, because God only made one like you.
Oh, that
Yes.
is such applause for that.
Well,
because,
I'm not even going to give myself an
yeah.
applause now.
Because
I'm
that's
not,
true.
That's self-serving.
You
But when you
know?
think about who you are,
Mhm.
the path you walk, if you're a good person, especially, and touch other good people,
Mm.
the way you touch me,
Yeah.
just spiritually, the joy you've brought to me, Jelly Bean and
Mhm.
Katrina, all the fun we had. I was looking at those pictures of the
I
Christmas party. Man, I
know.
looked so good.
You was
Woo, I was
you was
clean.
fine.
I keep
Look,
going back to that picture like,
you
man.
need to make that a poster.
I was like, I got that tuxedo from Men's Warehouse as a rental. I was like, I need to send
You
in this
need
picture
to-
like as a senior model. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, Lord,
I look
have you in
absolutely
that
presidential.
window that they.
Did you have your
I
swag
look for.
on?
Oh man, come on! I got swag anyway. I'm just not wearing it today.
Right.
Unfortunately.
He had to have swag because his
Oh, yeah.
wife is a young woman and she is
Yes.
just gorgeous, but
I'm sure. Yes.
considerably younger, so he got
Oh,
the
what you had to put the
swag.
considerably
Yeah.
on it?
Well, I mean, at least
You
at
said
least,
younger. That's enough.
but at least
I was just
6
waiting
years,
to
right?
see
6 years.
how deep she was going to take that.
But she, when you have a young wife, people look at you going, "Damn, you must have it going on,"
right.
because you got this woman
Right.
with you. So
And she picked me
yeah, and
right,
that was
out of
so
the crowd
cute. She did.
at the Lakers parade when they last won the championship.
And all the men
And now
that
I
was
can't
there,
even get rid of her. No, I'm looking.
all the men that
I
were
looked
at
at
that
his skinny
parade,
waist.
I'm joking.
and
Okay.
she picked him, came around the corner, saw him, and came back around the corner.
And what am I,
again.
chopped liver? What are you trying to
No,
say?
I'm saying that you had to be standing out in some area.
Yes.
Well, whatever that area was, I think what Katrina had, even as a young woman, was a sense of perception of what she wanted in a person,
Mhm.
even though you can't tell that right away.
Exactly.
But we made a spiritual connection more than anything
Yeah.
else.
That's
And
wonderful.
that's kind of obvious.
That's what's kept us
Yes.
together.
Kind of obvious when you see the little baby
Oh,
jelly,
Jelly
bean.
Bean. Yeah,
He
hold on.
is
I
just
got a picture of him.
precious.
I know.
You want to see him? Here he is. Never mind.
How old? How old?
He's going on 3.
3.
It'll be 3 in November.
Yeah.
That's an awesome age.
Yeah.
So
They're
we got
amazing.
roots over here. But we're gonna be doing that. We're gonna be doing a party again real soon. Working
Yeah.
stuff out.
That was a really great party, I got to tell you.
Yeah, that was the last one.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud to have been a part of that one at least.
Definitely,
Yeah,
and
the
you'll be a
official
part
last
of the
one.
first one.
There we go.
Here we go.
So, the gift to life thing is where we got off
It
on this
is.
tangent. And my thing is, every person that I've met, no matter where and what they were doing, if I took the time enough to talk to them long enough, I found people, every person, man and woman, has something special that I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the gift
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
to me.
Mm-hmm.
So if we find that in ourselves, no one can ever, man, you ain't shit, except myself.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell myself that if I want to, because I know I'm strong enough to take that and get back up,
Get back, exactly.
and be the shit. Pardon the language, ladies.
No,
This
that's
is internet radio. We can
That's
say what we
Well,
want.
for real
Just
though,
keeping
but
it real.
and
But
for
we're
real.
all a gift to life,
Yes, and we need to keep that in the front
Look at
part
these
of
two
our
ladies here
mind.
today on your show.
Mhm.
A gift. all the way from San Diego.
Thank you.
And I don't
Thank you
say
very
that,
much.
Thank you.
condescendingly. I mean, really, the people who come to this studio and contribute the content that the world who listen to us love. Over 4.2 million listeners monthly.
Wow.
And that's worldwide, 150 countries, every city. It's amazing because it's really the folks like these beautiful ladies here, mom and daughter team
I know.
at that, and roots with the mom, in your case, all the way back to the glory days of flight
Yeah.
attendants. That's the gift of it. I wanted to say while y'all were talking about the flight attendant thing, my ex-wife's a flight attendant.
Oh, that's
Wow.
right. Well, what was
I was
she?
married before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she is. You told me that.
Yep. And
Mhm.
she, when I met her, she wasn't. And she went to flight attendant school. And good Lord, that was like boot camp. I was on the phone with her every night saying, baby, hang in there. No, I'm telling you, that whole ditch
Oh,
It was
yeah.
exercise that y'all got to go through in the water and all of that
Oh,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
She said people would stay up too late studying, fall asleep in class, and they'd have your bags at the
At the
door.
door.
You wouldn't even make it back to the hotel. You can't fall
Yes.
asleep.
You
Goodbye,
don't go
thanks.
back to the hotel.
In
Done.
No,
In
yeah.
Very
the
rigorous
emergency
training.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. It's serious.
If you faint or cried,
You going
or
home.
by the time the class was over,
hmm
you go back to your room and that person's section would be vacant.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Wow.
not even a hairpin.
Nothing. We saw some of our friends, and we didn't. After a while, we learned not to get too attached to anybody.
Yes.
Because what were we there for? 6 weeks?
Yes.
Yeah, and then it was wow. They send you through a total indoctrination when you were there. When we came out of there, we were looking like Barbie dolls.
We were.
You still do. And
Well-
that's the interesting thing. That's the
That's
interesting
cute.
thing about what we talked about earlier. I don't want to belabor this issue too long because I know we've got more to talk about with this beauty and makeup thing. But that's the interesting thing when I look at women like you, the poise and beauty, the way you maintain yourself. I mean, I'm probably close to your age, and look at me. I don't shave half the time, but I am a guy. But it's different about women who came from that era of
Yeah.
corporate America. The training, not just about how to apply makeup, how to look good, how to be professional. We talked at the beginning of the show. Make yourself a little less tempting. How about that Arizona governor groping everybody? Oh my
Oh
God,
my
what a freak!
God.
But you ladies still retain that beauty, poise, and decorum about you. And even though
Thank
you may be long removed from that part of your life in terms of a career and have gone off to do your own things, but that's something unique and different about women who come from that era.
That's true. I agree.
And it's very interesting that all of us, if you take a look at the picture that was on Facebook, once I viewed the same picture that Brooks saw, we all had the same qualities.
Yeah.
And I think we were selected
So it's a lot-
because of that.
Yeah.
Says a lot about corporate America, what they're faced
Yeah.
with today in terms
All
of the
complexions.
the employment pool out there has certainly gotten.
But then
yeah.
they didn't really know
Worse.
what they were getting into because we were some wild ass.
Yeah, I heard that
We
about
would
y'all.
rock a DC-10.
I mean, I
Baltimore.
Everybody wanted to fly with us.
We made it
We
fun.
just made it so much fun. And when we got to where we was going, somebody had a boyfriend in that city, and that was all we needed.
Right? And you
Like-
just hung out in clubs
And
all
you-
over the
and
A
you
U.S.
crash
had
pad
to
is what my wife called
wonderful.
that. A
We
crash
loved
pad.
it. I was like popular. We was popular everywhere. They want actually. People just wanted us. Are you gonna be in town? Can you come here and hang out with us? Or can you bring your girls over here? And we was like, yeah. We was crazy. God, thank you so much for getting
He
us through
saved
that
us.
era. I
He
mean,
really
no,
did.
literally saved us. So back to today. So Blaine has some makeup that she's gonna show us from. Is this from Estee Lauder or is
This is from Estee Lauder,
Okay.
but we have so many other.
You can hold it right
brands
up to
and
the camera
lines.
too if you like, because maybe we should call Estee Lauder after this show. But go ahead.
Yes, and let's just see if we got some product placement over here.
Estee Lauder has been amazing. They have really branched out to women all across the board with their color tones.
Excellent.
And that makes it very accessible for women who actually, because your face is your biggest investment, it is good to put product on your skin that will really give longevity to your youthfulness.
So what type of base do you recommend?
For starters, I I think serums are essential. Small molecules penetrate that dermis fast. They will help continuously.
So explain the serum.
Serums are something concentrated, whether it wants to combat fine lines and wrinkles, all the way to lifting and firming.
Okay.
They're made concentrated, so it will penetrate your skin faster than something like a moisturizer that is topically thicker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really good start. It's a very good start. It's always something that you'll be able to fall back on. If you don't have anything, get a really good serum
Okay.
and moisturizer. Um, what I have are some colors that are just really bright. They're fun. You can rock them many different ways. I like color palettes that you have more than one color on a broad spectrum of
Right. So you
colors.
got 2 or 3 colors.
2 or 3 colors, 4 to 6 colors, something that you'll be able to have multiple purpose, multiple uses
Exactly.
of. And of course, your moisturizer. A good a good moisturizer will protect your skin throughout the course of the day. Hopefully that moisturizer has some type of an SPF. Even though we are chocolate, we definitely need to protect our skin from the sun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, what would be, okay, besides Estee Lauder, a moisturizer that you could walk into?
Anywhere. You can go to your local Walgreens. You can go to
And
your
what should I look for in a moisturizer?
something that will work with your skin can type, work with your skin type. So if you have oily combination
Right.
skin, get a moisturizer that's not going to feel like you have something heavy on your skin because it's already oily.
Now, should it be like contain a certain amount of this, contain that, or just in general?
In general, every line varies, and I would like to say that they all say what they're going to do, which is moisturize, protect.
Yeah.
It's better to really do your research, see what other people
Yeah.
have seen or the results that they've accumulated from the product that you're interested in. Research is really important, especially if you're going to invest
Mm-hmm.
in a product, because money does not just fall from the sky.
So what? Okay, so if you wanted to give somebody a gift, well, I didn't realize we're almost out of time. You want to give a gift. I want to give somebody a gift of some makeup.
Mhm.
Okay, so I find a good line. That. What would I get? I would get them some mascara. What's a
Well,
good starter kit?
a good starter kit, I would say, is probably eyeshadows. Super safe. They can play with it, especially if they're not comfortable with makeup. That will give them the time to really see what works best for them. Um, or lipsticks.
Mm-hmm.
Try to stay in the more nudes tones. They whether your lips are full like mine or a little thinner, a nice nude tone will always give a voluptuous pout.
Okay. So, like I love red lipstick.
Ah, I do too.
And when I wear it when I mostly depending on what I have on, but mostly when I come to work
It looks
here.
good on you too.
Yes.
And if I go out, I wear it. But if I'm like at home or just working, then I'll wear like a kind of like a coral color, like
Mhm.
what you have on.
Mhm.
But it just seems to disappear. It looks like I have nothing on. I mean, I guess that's okay for sometimes because you don't want to look made up all the time.
Mhm.
Like when I go to bed some nights, depending on where I am, I I make sure I have a clean face, but I'll have on like that lips
Mhm.
pencil, right? And it looks
Mhm.
kind of natural.
Yes.
So,
I prefer the pencils too.
yeah.
Mhm.
Now, what about that lipstick now that stays on? Okay, I hate it.
It's kind of cakey, isn't it?
Oh my God, I hate it. They got to do better.
I think sometimes those are geared for the woman that doesn't want to continuously apply and
Yeah.
reapply her lips. She just wants to put it on once, get up, go, take the kids to where they need to be, go to work, cook food for the husband and
That's
fam.
me. I mean, not that cooking part, but that's what I want to do. I want to apply it and go. But at the end of the day, it starts to, even like maybe 5 hours in, it starts to feel gunky or something. Your
Mm-hmm.
lips don't feel natural anymore. Now, I did try another makeup called, I think it's called Forever Makeup or
Mhm.
something like that. That lipstick I put on, and it's just regular pencil. It stays. I don't have to put nothing on top of it, no glue it down or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, maybe, if you're a model, you know, because it does not feel
No, it
good.
doesn't. I don't. I
Don't
prefer the liquidy
give me some
pencils that you
lipstick.
use with the.
My mom is so funny.
All right, Mom, so we got a couple of minutes. I just want to, okay, we're going to talk about making a couple of changes from a business look to an evening look. In a, you didn't bring any samples of your work, did
I
you?
did not.
But we're going to take one of your suits, and just tell somebody what you would do. Okay, if I had to dress this up, say it just was a plain shirt, not, ruffles, with some jeans. I got on some jeans but I have a meeting and I got to go to Beverly Hills and meet at the Martini Bar for cocktails. So I need to, what can I do?
I would love to see that blouse paired with a slinky jersey, clingy
Pants, you mean?
skirt,
Oh, a skirt.
long skirt
But I don't have time
to
to
the
go
ankle.
home. I got to do what
Well,
I got
with
something
that
in
you
my
can just
car.
roll it up, stick it in your purse. Jersey is one of the few fabrics that is that does not
Doesn't
crease.
wrinkle.
Yeah,
Good
keep
idea.
that
So
knit
ladies,
rolled
keep some
together.
jersey in the trunk.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
with some nice black slingbacks,
Mhm.
or you could even do a boot cut shoe, such as the one that you're wearing.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could really work that blouse because the blouse in itself makes a statement.
Yeah.
So you don't want to put on anything else with it to take away from it because I mean it's
Exactly.
lovely just the way it is. It does no more jewelry. It's just perfect. But then knowing you for 30 some years, that is your taste and that's your style. And
Right.
that's why you could work it.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
Brooks, you're such a beautiful woman, and you have such
Mhm.
beautiful, delicate shoulders, and yet, um, you have such a great structure. You have the shoulder appearance of a dancer. Like you're
Okay.
in shape and all that kind of stuff, and you have such beautiful, delicate shoulders and skin. So I can see you rocking, the
Yes.
shoulder out thing. So I was gonna say at the Martini Bar, just leave it just like it is.
Yeah, and
But I do have a question. I want you to continue though, please.
the skirt, you want to make sure that it's penciled.
Of course. Yes.
Okay,
Can
not
you explain that?
A-line.
What
Definitely.
do you mean by pencil?
Penciled means
Tight
that,
as hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
so
Thank
that
you.
every move that you make,
Clarity.
when you take that step forward,
Mm.
you can see the whole silhouette
Uh-huh.
of
Yeah.
the
The
leg
swine will
and the
go out,
thigh.
right.
No
So
splits
you get
or anything.
Get Katrina a couple of those skirts. And when she's cooking in the kitchen, she'll have on her skirt. You get the experience.
I kind of like that. I do have
Yeah.
some questions
That's
though.
Parisian style.
Uh-huh.
That's the way
All right,
we
what's
can
your
rock it in
question?
Paris.
All right. So, Katrina, I refer to her as the little storm because she's a little mama, little itty bitty thing.
She is.
It's very tough to shop.
Yeah.
We were gonna go online and order some shoes alone from Europe somewhere just to find her
Yes.
size
Mhm.
because she wears a 4.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So what
Very
we found
difficult.
though is that the rack. Don't say the name. You know
I
what I'm
love
talking about.
it, yes.
Word. We went over there one day and found so many pairs of 4s. I bought her 4 pair of shoes. Went back
She was a
again.
happy camper.
Oh, but of course. I like shopping with my woman though. I love seeing her go into the dressing room and trying
See?
something on
That's
and come back out. I think that's really
Awesome.
sexy.
Yes,
I
that
Good
think
way to-
so
It really
too.
is.
Good way to reinstill some vigor to
Absolutely.
the relationship. I gotta
Richard,
tell
we're
you.
going to have to get together and write a
I'm
little
a perfect
pamphlet.
man. Are you
You
kidding?
know,
Hey.
and all these little tidbits you come up with every week.
But for the little woman, It's difficult to shop, although, we've had some greater or lesser success. The funny thing about that party is I knew I had to get a tux, had to get Nessa tux. But I'm like, where are we going to take her? We can be driving around all night. The party was the next day. We didn't have a lot of time left. We had just left the studio. And we're in, the Men's Warehouse, ordering our tuxes. I look at her. I look at the little boy's tux. I'm like, wait a minute now.
She can fit
Are
it.
you kidding?
Oh, you didn't
That's
know
where
that
you got her tux?
Oh, that's hilarious. I thought you knew.
You told me there was a story behind
I looked
it.
at the lady and said, can you fit her? She said, sure.
Yes.
Now,
That's
being
awesome.
a petite woman, I felt like, well, if we go find a dress, it might enhance her size. And for a petite woman, you don't necessarily want that. But man, and I said, no, not a black one, a white one.
It was
So
awesome. Look at you.
we
That
got
is,
her.
I'm sure it was
They
stunning on
fitted
It was a
her
three-piece.
in a three-piece
It
with
was
a
awesome.
biscuit. She was fabulous
She was
that night.
awesome. She was. She got best dressed
I thought
female.
so. I was real
that
disappointed
night.
that I did not get
She
the
did,
best male.
but no, because Scruncho really
With
did
that
his
tight
thing
ass
last
velour jacket he had
night.
on. Oh, tight ass velour jacket.
Yeah.
Anyway, but he got away
yeah,
with it.
but
yeah.
that was that.
Yeah, she
right.
got best dressed
She
that
was
night.
awesome.
And we've got
that
pictures of
night.
that. She looked amazing. But
She really did.
again, getting back on track.
Yeah,
So for
where
the
do you
petite
go?
woman, how not just where do you go, but how do you style yourself? Now, you're a petite woman,
Yeah.
Brooks.
But the only thing
And I
I
love
have
petite
is
women
I
personally.
have height.
Right.
you
She
know.
doesn't,
Yeah.
right?
And
So
so it's a little more difficult to her. We're gonna have to find her
Yes.
a designer and have all her clothes custom made.
mhm.
So
And we've got time too. So I know you got here late. We're gonna go a little bit
I
longer.
can't do today.
Okay, it's
Maybe
okay.
10 extra minutes.
But can someone help me understand how to style her properly?
Yes.
Okay.
I would first start with
Right in front of that mic, if you could please.
many of the Asian inspired
Good point.
clothing
Yes.
Yeah.
because of their frames are very similar to Brooks
Yes.
and mine. And if you ever see a group of Asian women, be they Japanese or Indonesian, walking together, their clothing is just exquisite. And
Yeah.
each one is petite
and
and
different.
it's styled.
Mhm.
The difference is they take anywhere from, you can take 10 to 15 measurements, not just the bust, the waist, the hip.
Ah.
They take the inseam, they take the waist down to the floor, um, a jacket, the wrist, or biceps, from underarm seam down to the waist.
So they do a total
uh,
body
total-
measurement.
And when I do custom design, those are the measurements that I
Yeah.
take. People say to me, how long is this going to take? About 30 minutes. Because I'm going to take 2 seams in the back, take the top shoulder, go under the arm, point A to point B underneath the arm.
So
Mainly
that
because this is where the fatty tissue falls underneath the arm. If you ever go to a strapless event where women are, and it has something to do with size, look at their back and see where the roll
it shouldn't be
is,
a
and
roll.
it shouldn't be there.
Mm-mm.
It means that the jacket or top or evening gown was not cut properly. It was
Exactly.
manufactured. It was mass produced.
Yeah.
Uh, manufacturers,
Well, actually, they work with a pattern, and
Yeah.
that's that. And there's no
Yeah.
really
they
even
cut
even
1,400 at
yeah.
a time, size
And
12.
so-
So if you fall into that correct size 12
then
measurement,
I have a friend who I got her a
Mhm.
job as a pattern model because she was the perfect size, and that's what they
Wow.
wanted.
yes,
Well, what's a
But
perfect
yes.
size? What do you
Great
mean by that?
money.
The perfect, really.
And we
in
need to
terms of
eliminate those
pattern,
terms
the
from our
perfect-
vernacular.
perfect
I got to
size.
say,
And
the
they
perfect
mean
size.
the
What do
perfect
they mean by
size
that?
in terms of
A
average.
fit model, I got
It's
that, yeah,
average
but-
because she's
Yes.
a size 7. She's tall, but she's thin, and they cut all the patterns.
Can
on
we
her
just call her a
size,
fit
you
model
know.
and not the perfect size? And
when
I
you
don't
see it-
like that.
See,
When you
because
see
I'm
it
going for I'm
advertised-
going for perfection, so I want somebody to model after. So if I say that kind of looks like kind of perfect, I want to go You know, because remember,
But Katrina can't grow no inches height
she
wise.
don't need to be no taller.
She's trying to get fatter. That's probably not going to happen until she's
I got
much
something
older.
for Katrina.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
What's her size?
no, what we're doing
I don't
right now,
have any idea.
I have something for her for real.
Really?
No, seriously. I've been working out, and that has made all the difference.
It
I'm
does
starting
make
to
a
get
difference.
my
Women need to
work
understand
back.
that.
I'm starting to get my muscle tone back, and then I just got my copy of the Brazilian butt lift.
Uh-oh.
Give me 30 days. I said my goal is when I walk in
That's
the
beautiful.
room,
That's
I want
great.
everybody to go, damn, Brooks.
Damn, girl.
That's what I'm worried.
That's
So
some
I'm gonna tell Katrina, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna get that for her.
I got to go ahead and just text you her number so you guys can be
Yeah,
in
because we
regular
don't ever
communication.
talk.
Yeah. I feel
But-
bad about that. And
But
you
yeah,
know,
so the trick really, the Asian shops, where, and I
so
and to
should I
tell
take
you,
her to Little Tokyo?
That's
Yes,
exactly where I
yeah.
was gonna tell you.
Yes.
Western Avenue, right after you cross the freeway going north, get off the 10 at Western and go north. All those stores in there, and they have one that's like the Cooper Building downtown, where inside has a bunch of stores. Just go look around down there, because I have gone found stuff that's too small for me.
Wow.
Yeah,
And that would fit her, Brooks.
Yeah,
that
it
would
would
fit
fit
her.
her.
It would
And then
fit her.
and then I know a couple of stores I can turn her on to that she would really like, because matter of fact, yeah.
And Katrina got a little booty on her, you know.
She's
She
shaped. She's got the perfect
She got a
shape.
little junk in her trunk.
Really?
I'm gonna tell you now. She
Perfect
ain't-
shape. She's just
Yeah.
short.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
she's got
Yeah.
a perfect
She's a
body.
tiny little thing, but so
yeah.
gorgeous, such a beautiful girl, and I want to see her, evolve some of her
Yeah.
styling
Yes.
through the right direction, because it's so
Yeah.
tough for her.
Get her in the right area where they have
No, I'm
8,
just gonna get her your
9
your phone number is what I'm gonna
stores.
get.
Give her a credit
I
card.
was trying to take some money out of my
Okay.
pocket earlier. Talking about, you just gotta get her some custom clothes. I'm like,
No.
I caught that. Yeah.
Because
no.
for a long time I had to have everything adjusted in the waist. Nothing ever fit my waist. Now, I do a little bit better.
You have a fabulous waist.
Yes.
Fabulous
Yes, you
waist.
do.
I'm working on it. I went from 107 pounds down to 96 pounds, right? So now I'm back up to 103.
Go, girl.
Get it.
Yeah.
For you.
So I got, and I
Let's
want
give you
my
a
goal
clap
is
on that.
110.
All right, a round of
Right,
applause for
that's
that.
the
Hold
goal.
on,
So
let's
I'm
give you a little round of
hey.
applause.
Yeah.
So
that's
I'm gonna get
awesome.
Katrina on there, because you'd be surprised how much a workout can do, and I do it every day.
That's wonderful.
So yeah.
Morning?
So
One last question. No, go ahead.
whenever I feel, when I'm not busy doing something else,
Should exercise any time of day.
anytime I can exercise.
It keeps your body from getting bored with the routine, for one.
That's good.
Switches it up all throughout the day, and especially as you get into like your 30s and 40s, exercising later in the day for people who want to lose weight is better, because it keeps the metabolism burning longer.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
All right. So I gotta ask
So
this one
for
last
me-
question for the ladies. I know you gotta go.
No,
Real
no,
quick.
no. I'm good till 45.
Excellent. So we've got this problem in America today, and I'm sure you ladies are well aware of it. Sagging jeans.
Ah,
Now I know here we have the young, beautiful daughter who I'm sure sees that on a regular basis with these guys. I don't quite get it. It started off right below the belt line, right? The waistline where the belt should go. And then it got down to the hips a little bit. And now I'm watching these kids, and this is like an old style now. I'm like, who's still sagging?
Yeah.
And it's below the butt,
Yeah.
right?
Men of America, please. I beg
Holy
you,
damn.
stop
Tell 'em,
showing
sister.
your ass on a daily basis. Because I don't want to see
It's
it, and I'm pretty
ridiculous.
sure not a lot of other women want to
And
see
at
it
what
either.
age are you too old to do it? I'm like, oh my God, hello, grandfather, pull up your pants.
70 and sagging.
You know, what's the point? And then I have asked young girls, like my granddaughter's age, what do you think about it? And they go, I think it's disgusting.
Mm.
You
It
know,
is.
So what
It
are they
just-
doing it for? Each other?
Attention.
Oh,
Because you know
okay,
how
let's not
that
go there.
started.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
not true at all. No, it's not true.
Attention.
I
I
think-
think that they're. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Mom, please.
Yeah, let's see.
I think that they do it for attention. Maybe they're missing out. I think it affects their self-esteem. It shows where their self-esteem is.
Probably
Well,
a
they're
father
just trying
issue.
to be like
Yes.
everybody else that's doing it.
And it's
I think it's sheer
very, very-
ignorance.
I think
I'm
it's
sorry.
very sad because they're actually limiting their choices in life.
Absolutely.
You're putting yourself in a category that this is what I deserve. This is where I'm going to be. There's no hope for me.
Yeah.
Now I always remember when they had that big scandal at Morehouse about those guys trying to do cross dressing, and they said that's not Morehouse men. If you're a student here, you will dress a certain way, and and really, you send your sons to Morehouse to be men.
Mhm.
To have to know what that's about.
I think it defames the men that went there for that purpose.
Yeah, it does. They fixed that though right away.
Good.
But yeah, that's a question. But you know what? Here's the thing. If women start saying they don't like it, it'll stop. If women start saying, because I remember when I was in high school, we did a play called Lysistrata. It was a Elizabethan play, and it was about these countries constantly warring all the time. The kings, they would take all the young men, they'd go out, they'd come back, they'd be beat up, non-functional. So all the women in the countries got together and decided that they were not giving up no punani until the brothers got together and decided a better way to do this. And that's how they became a peaceful countries around them, because women stepped up and said,
It's
look.
interesting.
So what we have to do really is make some noise. If you don't like something that's going on, say something.
Hail to the V.
Girls, for real.
I think they look
That was
at
one
it
of the
and they want
greatest
us to
commercials
actually-
ever
It
heard in the
is.
history of all
That's
great.
for real.
It
Because
really
we're all
is.
talking about it.
Absolutely, and we need to be more proactive about it, because if
Yes.
something's not working, if you have a boyfriend and you pissed off at him, he's gonna try to get you to, oh baby, what's wrong? Why?
Yeah. There's
Just
no
because
point.
he don't want you to be mad at him? No, because later on he knows what he's gonna want to be hanging out with you.
Yes.
So then you could be mad later, but right now he's gonna try to placate you. So we need to start. I notice your pants don't sag.
Oh no, it's interesting because as you ladies were talking, I was thinking back on the 80s when it was so opposite, where the dudes was in the disco with real tight jeans on. You had your
The
Sassoons,
Bee Gees. It was
the
that
Bee
time.
Gees, it was all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and it was really about wearing tight jeans.
Uh-huh.
It's so bizarre to me when I reflect.
Well, there are men out here now that are wearing really tight jeans as well. So
Skinny
if they're not
jeans.
the super
Skinny,
tight,
but they weren't
they're sagging.
skinny then. They were just tight. Now
Yeah.
they're
These are like jeggings.
Yeah.
So these guys are walking out here wearing
Yeah.
jeggings, looking like an absolute
My
hot mess.
girl told me that some of these cats are wearing their sister's jeans
I believe
cut
it.
for a woman's body.
Sure.
I believe it.
And when
Oh
you
my
look at what they're
God.
wearing, it's kind of cut for a woman's body because the
Low.
butt is a little wider
Mhm.
for hips, and then the legs are tapering.
Huh.
So I don't know quite how to feel about that. There's a lot of talk about it. I won't go there with it. But it's just odd now to see like the average guy back in the, nowadays sagging,
Yeah.
and I see these kids with literally, what it is.
Yeah.
And then think back on my days when, you'd put on some tight Sassoons and go to the club and
Exactly.
get a couple phone numbers
Yes.
for the nights out.
And
you know what
that's
I mean?
how
If
it
you could
was.
dance, especially, oh my God.
Ooh-wee. I was picking up some mail the other day, and I saw Christophe St. Jacques, the actor.
Okay.
You know who he is, right?
The porn star?
No.
Oh, not that St. John. My bad.
Christophe, you know who he is. He's an actor. And he had on a t-shirt and some jeans, some regular jeans. And he was like the sexiest. Oh my God. it was- Nothing special.
Yes.
And a cap.
Doesn't
like
require.
you. And a cap. And he looked amazing.
Yeah.
And he's not all buffed out, but he's built kind of like you.
Where?
Hey. But
Gotta work on my guns.
he looked like a man, and it's so
Mhm.
refreshing to see that.
And is that what women
Yeah.
are more interested in nowadays? Because I know you were going to hit on the issue of what not to wear, so you don't be too sexy. So maybe we can wrap out the show with that. But are women looking for men, to get back to the traditional look,
I
suit and
hope
tie
so.
at times, and then when
Yes.
you're not, then some
I
jeans
really
and a
hope-
t-shirt?
I really hope so. I really do hope so. I like a man that looks like he's not going to take too much time in the mirror, but he at least took a glance before he stepped out of his front door. Because coming to pick me up and you're looking like, something you've been just swept under the rug and then it just came back on the other side. I don't even know what that's
I tell you how
about.
they get down. They just pick their clothes up off the floor and that they from a pile. Oh, yeah, I got this date tonight. I'm rolling over there.
Because I used to style Mike. I used to pick out his clothes.
You could tell.
I always,
You could tell.
I've
always said a woman makes a man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
A man don't make a man. A woman makes a man.
I have paired with a young, I'd like to say hi to Francois.
Francois.
Hopefully he's listening today.
Bonjour.
His line or brand is going to be La Mode. He is an Italian tailorer, master tailor that I've had the opportunity to pair with. And at least 2 days a week, I go into his shop. Some of his clients, and getting back to the question, the people that I come into contact with don't dress that way. I was very shocked to see a young man coming in asking me on my very first day there if his shirts were ready because he was on his way to Del Mar and he needed to check on them. And I went looking for one shirt. He had 40 custom shirts with his initials on the pocket in every spectrum of pastel. And I thought to myself, okay. He turned and he looked at me. He says, I'm dropping these pants off. I'll need them back in 20 minutes. My expression was, yes, sir.
No problem.
Absolutely.
I got you.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got you in 15. No,
Yeah.
we're good.
You can come back in 15. We'll be ready.
You take
But
cream with that coffee? Or how about a
those
crumpet?
are the kind of clients you want to have.
Yes.
Being in the business, you don't want to have to look for clients. He will be there getting all his stuff, and he'll
Yes.
refer his friends. Before we close, we want to find out where, in case they want to have some of these custom clothes and 40 monogram shirts. Carol, where can people reach you? Do you have an email address?
I do have an email address. It is silkonsatin78
Silk on Satin.
at gmail.com.
That was silkonsatin78 at gmail.com.
You have a website yet?
Well,
Get
I've only
one.
been with him for 2.
Yeah,
2
the next
weeks.
time you come on, you will be able to
I'm a
have
stickler
some of
about
your
that.
Yeah,
designs.
he was going to come with me today, too, and he apologized, but he let me know he wanted me there tomorrow. So.
Yeah, but the next time you come, you'll have your website up, and
Thank
you'll
you.
have some of your designs on there, so we'll be able to see. Or you may even wear something, which you should have done today.
And I'm liking that shirt you're wearing. I'm liking the zipper thing you got going
Thank
on.
you.
Yeah.
That's all back in. See, I got snaps. I got zippers on my shirt that don't even do nothing. Look, they don't even go nowhere. What the heck is that about?
Hello. Now, Blaine, do you also offer private services if someone wanted private consultation or
do.
private makeup sessions?
I do.
Yes, let people know where they can reach you.
Well, you can reach me at Brie, BRIE 8369 at yahoo.com.
You say it one more time?
Brie, BRIE 8369 at yahoo.com.
Excellent, because you never know when somebody may need a makeup artist, and your makeup is flawless.
Thank
and
you.
It's so beautiful.
He's always.
Always,
and I-
I'm sure.
And I
we
gotta
have
say,
to
with all
talk.
respect, you have the prettiest mouth. Your teeth, your lips, no difference
Yes,
like mine.
I
It's just
understand. I tell her
fascinating.
all
It
the time.
does.
My dad was a
absolutely.
dentist. So
Oh, I thought
oral
so.
hygiene is like
I got
so
some dental
important
issues.
to
I'm
me.
very envious of people with pretty teeth these days.
Yes.
I know, me too.
In that way.
Absolutely.
But yes, very
Thank
beautiful
you.
makeup. And I'd
Thank
love
you.
to have you at least back with us by phone
Thank
on
you.
Elena's Beauty Talk and More. Once a month, she does a beauty blog episode and talks to some of the biggest beauty bloggers in the country.
Wow.
Big ups out to Jennifer Matthews, who's done wonderful work as a marketing
Yes.
rep or marketing entity for our Facebook stuff. She's really done some great work for us.
Yeah.
But she started off being a beauty blogger. And so once a month, they come in studio. We'd love to have you call in perhaps, because I
Thank
know
you.
you're all the way out in Diego, but that would be really cool. And you can
Yes,
connect with these
definitely.
ladies, and maybe that can help, make some things happen here in LA as well for you, or around the globe where we are.
Yes, definitely.
much.
It's a great
I
idea.
But very nice work. Big ups to
Thank
you,
you.
Mom,
Thank you.
as a mother. Wow.
Thank you.
Yes.
I like you
Yeah.
because of her.
See how that worked.
You know?
I tell her all the
Thank you.
time how special she is. She goes, yeah,
Absolutely
right,
positive.
Mom. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
no, you really are.
Relish in the gift that you are to life, young sister.
Absolutely.
Your mom didn't make too many more like you, trust me.
No,
Only one?
one.
There you go. See, that's what I said earlier.
And there you go. Thank you,
Thank
Blaine
you.
and Carol. Thank you so much.
You're
I'm so
welcome.
glad
Thank
you were
you.
able to come and do this. But we're gonna do it again once your line is up and running and your website is up. Then we're gonna come back.
Thank you so
I just want to say big ups to my partner Trizay. We just formed a nonprofit that we are so proud of. And we're going to be doing some amazing things coming up, so keep looking for it.
Congrats on that.
Yeah,
That's a
we
big.
we got to step out and help each other, and that's what we're all about. Next week, we will be back with something fabulous, I'm sure. I don't know what it's going to be, but
I got some people for you.
you
I've
know,
got a
oh,
great
I hired a
guest.
producer today.
Nice.
Yes. So
Maybe what we
she's
should
gonna
do is
be-
have Chris B on. He's Raven Simone's dad.
Uh-huh.
And he has a lot to talk about. He's a motivational speaker. He's got a book out. Lots of interesting stuff. Very, very good dude. You love
I
him.
think I've met him.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I
So maybe
think
we'll
I've met
have
him.
him on. Let me know when you're ready. I can book him.
I will. You
He
know
loves
what? That
us.
would be cool. I would love to have. Yeah. I have September is my producer, and she's living out
Does
in.
she start in September? Tell me she don't start in
She
September.
started today.
Excellent. Very good.
But we're gonna do more theme shows, so I can, so we can kind of stay on a certain topic.
How about men's beauty next week?
No,
I'm
no,
only
that
kidding.
no, for real, that's part of it. That's
okay.
one of the things we talked about with her. And then we're gonna talk to men about how they feel about women today and what they're doing with their makeup and their sexy clothes.
And then
That's
tight
excellent.
skirts.
And
that we
can
love so
everybody
much.
wear Can everybody wear shorts? And you know how you look at somebody and go, "She's too old for that," right? So I keep my granddaughters. I'm like, "Am I too old for this?"
No.
Cyan will go, Naya's go, "No, grandmommy, but really, you gonna wear that skirt is too short." Cyan goes, "Grandmommy, you rock."
Okay. Okay.
That's right.
Yes.
So hey, we're gonna be next week. We'll be right back next Thursday at noon. You know what? I'm gonna be on time next week because I have a producer.
Excellent.
And, I'm gonna be on time, and we're gonna take full advantage of my 90 minutes, Richard. Thank you so much for being the rock of the studio. Big ups to Les and Van. And Ness and Van. And Ness, I'm gonna need you to be my single man of the month next week. So put your good pants on. No sagging.
And maybe when you're ready for that, we'll have Steve cook you up something nice. Ramadan's
Steve,
over tomorrow, so
oh, tomorrow's last day.
he'll be able to cook.
Then
and do
he
all
can
kinds
come
of
on
fun
and
stuff
be
for
one
you.
of the single men of the month.
Yeah.
He said, that stew he made last time, that made me nominate him. He's in the pool.
That's why they call him Stu Yin.
He made some, oh my God, bean and chicken soup in a crock pot in the office.
We're having fried burgers tonight from the crock pot.
Oh, thanks, Richard.
You ever fried a burger in a crock pot?
Tell him, I'm going to need some of that. Thank you. Family and friends for joining us. This has been fun. Always a pleasure. And Carol, welcome to LA, kinda. San Diego is just right up the street. We can make it happen. We will make some things happen. Thank you, God, for being the center of my life and allowing me this time to hang out with some of my friends. We will be back next week on A Necessary Conversation, where we're going to talk about something necessary, at least to me and Richard. Nobody else might not give a, but we will. Thank y'all. Have an amazing day. Take care of yourself and do something nice for somebody. It'll come back in a big way. Bye.
I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Munyemo, I love you, I love you, I love you. Munyemo, I love you, I love you. Oh yeah, my